All right, so today let's dive into something that's honestly a massive shift in the software world. We hear all the time about AI writing code, but the real story, the thing we're going to be talking about in 2026, is what happens after that code gets written. We're breaking down why automated quality assurance might just be the most important AI breakthrough of the next couple of years. For decades, the speed of software was really just limited by how fast a human could type and think. Well, that whole era, it's over. With AI coding assistants, development velocity has just completely exploded. I mean, features that used to take days now pop up in a matter of hours. Some teams are reporting these just incredible jumps in speed. We're talking 10x, 20x, and in some wild cases, up to 50 times faster. And this is the question that changes everything. It's the central problem of this whole new AI era. Because if you can generate code 50 times faster, but you can only check it and test it at the same old speed, well, you haven't actually gotten any faster, have you? All you've done is create a massive, massive traffic jam. And that brings us to the new reality, the new limiting factor in software development. It's not about creation speed anymore. The entire game has shifted. The new bottleneck isn't about how fast you can build something. It's about how fast you can trust what you've built. This right here breaks down the paradigm shift perfectly. The old bottleneck, that was a physical limit, right? It was human typing and syncing speed. But the new bottleneck, it's a crisis of confidence. When software becomes this easy, this fast to produce, trusting the output suddenly becomes the hardest part of the job. So what we're really talking about here is something we can call the trust bottleneck. It's when the sheer volume and speed of AI-generated code just completely overwhelms the old ways of checking things. You can't ship with confidence, and if you can't do that, then all that amazing speed is basically wasted. So how do we get out of this jam? Well, this is where a whole new category of tools comes into play. We're going to take a look at a recent launch from Abacus AI called debugging, because it's a perfect example of the solution. It's not just about automating clicks and tasks, it's about automating the actual thinking that goes on behind those tasks. And this illustrates the key difference, you see. Automated testing is kind of passive. It just runs down a checklist you already wrote. But automated QA, that's active. It's trying to replicate the skepticism, the intuition of a really good human QA engineer, actively hunting for all the weird ways your product could break. And look, this isn't some far-off theory. Deep Agent is shipping with two features that tell you it's ready for the real world. First, you've got weekly automated testing that acts like a safety net, which is huge for these new vibe-coded apps that change super fast based on intuition. And second, it can auto-scale your app based on actual traffic, so it's acting more like an always-on operational teammate, not just a simple coding tool. The ambition here is just huge. The best AI agents won't just stop at writing code. The real goal is to handle the whole shebang, from building the feature, to testing it, to debugging it, and even watching over it once it's live in production, all inside one intelligent system. Okay, so this technology isn't just a new tool. It really represents a fundamental change in perspective. It's about shifting the most important question that we ask about the software we build. And this question, this is the heart and soul of real quality assurance. Standard testing confirms what we call the happy path, that everything works when all the conditions are just perfect. But serious QA, the kind that actually saves you, asks this much scarier and much more valuable question. It's about finding the weak spots before your customers do. And this mindset is so unbelievably critical right now, because when teams are pushed to move at these new AI-assisted speeds, shortcuts are going to happen. Formal, careful verification gets replaced by a gut feeling. It'll probably be fine. The problem is, in this new world, bugs don't just slip in once in a while. They slip in continuously. This is one of my favorite ways to define great QA. It really needs two conflicting mindsets at the same time. You need empathy to understand how a real person will use your product, and you need paranoia to assume everything will be pushed to its absolute breaking point. Now, for a human, switching between those two modes is mentally exhausting. But an AI agent, it can do it endlessly at a massive scale, and it never, ever gets tired. So, okay, this is all cool tech, but why does it really matter? What's the bottom line? Well, it's because this shift isn't just an engineering curiosity. It connects directly to protecting revenue and allowing companies to actually operate with confidence on a global scale. Just think about it for a second. Where does a company actually make or lose money? It's on these critical growth surfaces. Things like landing pages, the checkout forms, the sign-up flows. A bug deep in your product might be an annoyance, but a bug in your checkout form, that can stop revenue cold, instantly. And yet, these are often the places that get the least amount of rigorous testing. And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? Teams spend the vast majority of their QA time on complex internal features, while those simple money-making surfaces, they stay vulnerable. It's a fundamental misallocation of resources, and it's exactly what automated QA is designed to fix. Plus, you've got to remember we live in a global world. The phrase, "it works for me" on a developer's computer in, say, California, is one of the most dangerous phrases in modern software. A user interface can look absolutely perfect there, but be completely broken for a user in another country because of different languages, browsers, or local date format. So, what's the big takeaway here? What's the long-term strategic implication of this whole trend? Well, it's actually pretty simple. The new competitive advantage, the new moat that you build around your business, is trust. The future isn't about AI replacing humans completely. Not at all. The future is hybrid teams. This is the model we're going to see everywhere. Humans provide the big picture strategy, the oversight, and the final judgment calls. And the AI agents, they handle the massive, massive scale of execution that this new era requires. And this leads us to a brutal but totally necessary truth. Let's be honest, the ability to just generate code is rapidly becoming a commodity. When every single person has an AI copilot, just producing code faster than the next guy is no longer a real sustainable advantage. So if code is cheap, what's actually valuable? Well, it's trust. Trust is the new currency. The companies that are going to win in this AI era won't be the ones that write the most code. They will be the ones that solve this trust problem at scale, shipping amazing products that are also incredibly reliable. And that's the ultimate promise of this new wave of automated QA. It offers a new, powerful strategic advantage, the ability to move at the speed of AI without that constant fear of breaking things. For maybe the first time ever, you might not have to choose between going fast and being safe. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. As we build faster and faster and faster, is this intelligent automated layer of trust the final missing piece of the modern software puzzle? It really, really just might be.